Let me say the part nobody inside healthcare wants to say out loud. Nurses aren't leaving because they're burnt out. Nurses are not leaving because they're weak. They're not leaving because they can't handle it. And they're definitely not leaving because they don't care about their patients. Nurses are leaving because the math, the respect, and the reality no longer adds up. And what's coming leading into 2026, most hospitals are not prepared for. Most leaders don't even want to talk about it. And nurses are already quietly planning their exit. So if you felt that in your spirit, keep watching this video, because today I'm breaking down the real reason this exodus is happening and what comes next for you. And if you're new here, my name is Naisha Nicole. And if you've seen my face before, you already know that we are 100% locked in. And this is a channel and space of honesty. So if you've been following my journey, you already know that I'm a cardiac nurse practitioner. I've worked the long shifts. I've lived through the ratios. I've held the pager, the responsibility, the emotional labor, the guilt, the pressure, all while trying to somehow remain human outside of the hospital walls. I've done it. And like many of you watching, I didn't walk away from my job because I stopped caring. You never stop caring. I walked away because I finally understood something. Healthcare was never designed to care for people who care for everyone else. It was never designed. And today, I'm going to take time to break the belief that you've been taught and build a truth that you've already been feeling on the inside. My whole life, I was told nursing is stable. Nursing is safe. Nursing is respected. Nursing is recession proof. Nursing will always take care of you. Let me know in the comments if that sounds familiar. But if that were true, why are thousands of nurses planning to exit leading into 2026? Why? Why are nurses leaving their dream job? Why are new grads quitting before they even get to year 2? Why are experienced nurses saying, I'm done, I can't do this anymore, I'm tired? Why? Because here's the truth that they never say, but I am, because this is a channel and space of honesty. Nursing is not stable. It's not. It's predictable, but it's not safe. It's predictable chaos. It's predictable short staffing. It's predictable guilt. It's predictable burnout. It's predictable emotional labor with unpredictable respect. And that, my friend, is why nurses are done. That's why. So today, I want to give you the real breakdown, and not one that's sugar-coated, or not one that's sanitized or spun by some sort of PR representative or something like that. This is the truth behind the truth. This is the real deal. The 3 reasons nurses are leaving heading into 2026, and then I'm going to break down exactly what comes next for the entire profession. This is the one that most people miss. Nurses aren't leaving because of stress. They're not. They're leaving because identity misalignment. That's why. Most people choose a career based on income. They do. But nurses, we choose a career based on identity. Naturally, nurses, for the most part, are helpers, protectors, fixers, emotionally intuitive type of people, deeply responsible people. We're wired from the inside out to care. And hospitals know that. They know that. They actually bank on that. They build an entire staffing model on the assumption that nurses will sacrifice themselves to keep the machine running. And the biggest thing I want you to hear and write it down: if someone can control your identity, if they can control your identity, they can control your decisions. And that's how the system keeps nurses in chaos. It uses the identity against them. That's what it does. Example, a good nurse stays late. A good nurse doesn't complain. A good nurse should at all times put their patient first. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. If you're a good nurse, a daggone good nurse, your patient is always going to come first. A good nurse never says no. But here's the truth, and I'm going to speak it. You cannot build a healthy career on self-sacrifice. You can't. You cannot build a healthy identity on guilt. You can't do it. Nurses are leaving because they finally woke up and said, I'm more than my badge. I'm more than this shift. I'm more than this system. Identity misalignment is the number one driver of what's happening with nurses leaving the career. And if you don't believe me, let's segue into number 2. Let's talk about money. Because the economy is not emotional, believe me, and neither is healthcare. Healthcare and the economy is like 1 and 1. There's no emotion behind it. So I want to do the real math because I talked on the reclassification of nursing. And again, I read all my comments and I saw where people was saying, hey, maybe this will allow universities to lower the tuition because nursing shouldn't cost $200,000. And I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But that's not where it is right now. And historically, universities have not lowered their tuition. Believe me, I have a daughter that's in college. I know. Historically, universities do not lower the cost of tuition. So let's do the real math as it pertains to nursing. Nursing school debt, high. Wage growth, low. Ratios, unsustainable. Cost of living, skyrocketing as we speak. Hours, increasing. Stability, declining. How do you tell nurses to stay loyal when they can barely build a life? And now, as we've navigated ourselves all the way through 2025 with, some days left in 2025, everything has started to collide. That's what's happened. The cost of living, the burnout, the unsafe ratios, the stagnant pay, the emotional exhaustion, all equals to exit. That's what it all equals to. Nurses aren't leaving because they don't want to work. They're leaving because the math ain't mathin'. If that's how you say it, the math ain't mathin' anymore. It's just not. For what you're being asked to do, the pay doesn't equal it. And the truth is that your value rises when you put yourself in the right vehicle. That's the truth. Nurses are realizing, old and new, I don't call them old, seasoned and new, are realizing that healthcare is the wrong vehicle for the life that they want. That's the truth. That's the truth. And number 3, this one's pretty deep. The emotional overflow from it all. This one hits nurses harder than anything else, I believe. Nursing, while it is physically demanding, nursing's not as physically exhausting. It is emotionally draining more. Because every nurse that you've ever met in your life, they carry trauma, violence, fear, responsibility, anxiety, second guessing, patient outcomes, family dynamics, death, CPR, code after code after code after code, moral injury. And here's the truth that no one will tell you. Nurses are not burnt out from task. They're burnt out from being emotionally responsible for an entire system that refuses to be responsible for itself. And this emotional cost is finally showing up in several ways. It's showing up in mental health. It's showing up in physical exhaustion. It's showing up in identity collapse. It's showing up in spiritual exhaustion. It's showing up in complete emotional depletion. And the worst part that is showing up is in compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue. That's why all through 2025 was kind of like stuff was just happening and pouring gasoline on a fire. And it's finally at this tipping point as we enter into 2026, is at this tipping point, not because nurses don't want to care, but because they're tired of caring alone. So what comes next? Here's the part that nobody is ready for. The nursing exodus is not the end. Is not. And I've read the comments of, I just finished nursing school. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I've read all of the comments. I've dedicated 30 years to nursing, and I'm just so disappointed I had to walk away. To me, this isn't the end. This is the beginning. Because 3 things are coming as we go into 2026. Number 1, mass reskilling. At this point, telehealth, remote care, tech, coaching, digital skills, entrepreneurship. Nurses are smart. When the system stops honoring them, they'll always build new paths. They'll always build new paths. Number 2 is decentralized healthcare is on the rise. Hospitals over time will shrink. As we had the one big beautiful bill pass and all of these other bills that pass, at some point the healthcare system will shrink and alternative models will begin to grow. Community care, concierge nursing, mobile wellness, remote patient management, AI assisted teams. And I've seen people comment and tell me that AI is coming. And that is true. AI is coming. But that doesn't mean that you have to be out of a job because AI is coming. That just means that you just need to familiarize yourself and learn what AI does. Get familiar with AI. Don't let it pass you by. Because the system is shifting and nurses will need to be the new leaders, and they can be the new leaders if they choose to be. And number 3 is women are rewriting their identities every single day. This is the biggest one. Identity equals behavior, which equals destiny. You are rewriting who you are. Don't let anyone else steal whatever joy you have. Don't think that because bedside nursing or any type of nursing that you have been doing isn't working, or you're exhausted or mentally or physically burned out. Don't make that situation feel like everything is going to crumble, because you have skills that you've learned through this entire time that you can use to do something else. You can. You're rewriting who you are. Not the nurse version, not the strong woman version, not the superhero version, but the you version. That's what you're doing. And women who choose peace now will lead the next chapter of this profession. Believe me, you're not leaving nursing because you failed. None of you. For you to make it through school and become a nurse, you did not fail. You're leaving because what you finally done is woke up to whatever your worth is. And I believe that. I truly do. You're leaving because you realize that your humanity actually matters. You realize that your peace has become non-negotiable. You realize that. You're leaving because the version of you who could tolerate chaos is finally gone. And the woman who's emerging, believe me, she is powerful. She truly is. She's powerful. And she is a voice and a force to be reckoned with. She's clear, she's awake, and she's done settling. She's done settling. So if this spoke to you and you feel like, as we head into 2026, that this will be your year of peace. If you're planning your exit quietly, and if you're rebuilding your identity right now, I want you to drop the word peace in the comments. And I want us to talk about this, because this is a community that I'm building that's built off of honesty, and that's built off of allowing people's experiences to be heard and not be judged. And I want everyone to be a part of this community. And that's how I'll know that you're a part of this community. And I'm creating a space for every woman who's just tired of performing and ready to live, because that's the only way that you're going to be and get the life that you want to have, and be the person that you want to be, and be able to walk in your purpose, because it means something. I appreciate each and every last one of my subscribers. I truly do. And let me know in the comments, share this with anybody that needs to hear this. And again, I appreciate you so much. My name is Naisha Nicole. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.